layers of flavor in this fried rice, from salty, spicy, savory with the prawn oil. It's the ultimate pineapple fried rice. Hey guys, Jeremy here, back again from the School of Wok, London's premier Asian cookery school. I can't wait for this one. It's quick, it's easy, it's a proper Wok Wednesday, sponsored by our friends Monsoon Valley Wines. More on them later. This one is pineapple fried rice. You're going to start with a main base of some spring onion and some garlic. Nice, fine rings of spring onion. And I'm going to use the spring onion a little bit for garnish, but also a little bit in the base of the fried rice for that flavor in the oil. And I guess the difference between a pineapple fried rice and a classic sort of Chinese fried rice is that we've got, I guess, slightly more exotic flavors going in, and there's a lot more to it in terms of ingredients. So as I say, especially the sort of thicker white parts of the spring onion are great to be at the start of my stir fry, and then the green rings can garnish later on. Got some Thai shallots as well to go with the garlic and spring onion. If you haven't watched any other videos on our channel, then a nice little trick for peeling your shallots is just soak them in hot water for about 10-15 minutes. Then it makes it much easier to peel. Just nice fine slices of your shallots will do. Now I've got this Thai garlic here, which is smaller. The cloves are smaller than your classic Western garlic, and the skin is actually quite soft and sweet and natural. It has its natural sweetness to it. And in Thailand, so the street chefs, they'll use the skin for added flavor. If you want, you can of course take it off. Roughly chopped. And again, all these flavors, different to just a standard egg fried rice, and the garlic is really important, I think, for a pineapple fried rice. I quite like mine a little bit on the spicy side. I've got a small green Thai chilli here, finely chopped. Then I've got some coriander. I'm going to use a stalk along with the rest of those aromats. Again, to really flavor that base oil. And then the leaves can go with the garnishing spring onion at the end. And this simple dish is really going to be driven by these flavors here on the plate, which is why I think it goes so well with the Monsoon Valley wine, that white wine that is actually one of the grapes grown specifically for this type of food, to pair with sort of naturally aromatic and spicy food. The pineapple next. In order to serve it how they do in the restaurants, we're going to go straight into the pineapple, sort of halved. And of course, slightly more difficult to deal with the pineapple this way than if I was just sort of peeling it. I'm going to cut at a slight angle, sort of following the contours of the pineapple. And then we're just going to essentially draw crisscross lines into the pineapple like so. So once you've created your sort of noughts and crosses board, a big noughts and crosses board, your checkered effect, then you need a spoon to dig into this, and then it should be relatively easy to sort of pull out your chunks of pineapple with that spoon. And then if you haven't quite sort of gotten to the bottom of that pineapple bowl, then scrape any extra sort of flesh out with your spoon. Of course, don't waste this juicy pulp, because this is an ultimate fried rice. I've got my little ramekin of fish sauce here. Just going to pop those in there so you don't waste it. And it adds more pineapple flavor to the rice. Now the core of this, I mean, this pineapple is actually really nice and ripe. But even if it isn't sort of fully ripe and you've got a slightly harder core, you can absolutely cut that core up and use it in this dish. The harder bits actually work really well for your fried rice. I was always taught with any sort of Chinese or wok cooking that if you're cooking rice or fried rice, which are obviously little sort of separate grains, then whatever you cut should be sort of similar in shape. So nice little dices of pineapple work well with this. If you want to leave some more pineapple-y shaped bits, then I would leave those for the end, and I'll show you that in a second. This is just for a little bit of garnish, really. Sort of more wedges of pineapple, but for the flavour and the sort of little juicy bits of pineapple to get into the rice, cutting it smaller, I find is better. Now, I've got these whole prawns here, which are lovely. They've actually been peeled already, but I'm going to take this, the sort of flesh off and devein these in a second. But this, guys, is the ultimate fried rice. It's got so much flavour in it. I'm going to use the prawn heads also to flavour the oil. I'm just going to devein these prawns, but I want to keep the flesh as intact as possible. So I'm just using a toothpick for this. And you kind of just poke sort of 3/4 the way up the meat and then pull the veins out. A couple of eggs. Give them a good beat. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is, I want to sort of build flavour into this fried rice from the start. So I'm going to fry these prawn heads and shells because they've got a lot of flavour in the heads. And of course, I'm not deep frying my rice. I'm creating essentially like a prawn flavoured oil, which is why I need a fair bit of oil at this point in time. Smoking hot heat. That high heat sort of will cook those shells through very quickly. You'll get this seafood sort of base flavour into the oil within a couple of minutes. This is one of those dishes that my dad used to cook if he had sort of friends coming over and he wanted to showboat a little with very simple ingredients. Oh, yeah, fried prawn shells. I mean, I could just eat them all as they are, but I'm a little bit strange like that. Got some soy sauce along with the fish sauce and pineapple pulp for added saltiness. Now, my prawn oil. Smoking hot wok. And the first thing, which should be at 12 o'clock on my wok clock, is my egg. I'm going to pour that into that smoking hot wok. Give it a good sort of flick through. If your wok's hot enough, that should cook through immediately. It'll be the quickest omelette you've ever made. And then a little bit more prawn oil to then continue cooking your fried rice. Spring onion, shallots. Make sure that egg doesn't burn. Bring it over the top of your spring onion and shallots. My rice is Thai jasmine rice, and that's been cooked and cooled, so it's easily separated. Start to break that egg up. And I can see a lot of dry smoke in my wok, so that it needs a good wok toss. Long push forward, quick flick back, and that'll bring all that smoke straight out of the wok. The rest of the aromatics, my garlic, coriander, chilli. And from here, it's like cooking any other fried rice. High heat, control that heat as you're going. Sort of understand that wok hay, the height of your fire or the wok's air, and you want to maneuver it around the wok by stirring, folding, flicking it through, or a tummy in the head, round and round with a spoon, back and forward with your wok. Always hear that lovely sizzling sound. Now before my next ingredient, which is my chopped up pineapple, goes in, I want my wok really nice and hot because I want to sear that pineapple and get that lovely concentrated flavour into the dish. Smoking hot wok, I pushed everything to the side to allow space for my pineapple to then hit that sizzling oil before I then bring the rest of the ingredients over the top to once again stop burning. I don't mind if that pineapple gets a little char, so let it sort of almost caramelize and do its thing. Whilst it's doing that, I can start to layer the rice on top. I don't want to overfill my wok, plenty of rice there, and start to press into it to separate out the grains. Now start to bring that pineapple and all those lovely flavors from the shallots and the garlic through the rice. And notice I'm not really tossing the wok at this point because I can sort of feel that I've got a good amount of heat, but if I toss the wok, it will cool the wok down too much and the juice from the pineapple will all start to come out. I don't want my rice to be all sticky and gloopy. I want it separate. My prawns won't take long at all, and I don't want them to sort of over-sear, so I'm just going to start to bring them in. I've got a little bit more prawn oil left. Don't waste it. That is good flavour there. Whoa, this is smelling incredible already, and I haven't even done any seasoning yet. I've got a little bit of palm sugar here, not much, sort of half a teaspoon is all I feel I need. And that'll melt through, and then I've got my pineapple pulp with my fish sauce and light soy sauce here. Straight in, let that hit the bottom of the wok. Once it starts to sizzle, give that a fold through. Now that will create a slight stickiness to the rice, but I don't mind just at the end before I'm ready to serve up. Coriander and spring onion to garnish. Nice fresh wedges of pineapple to finish it off. That's my pineapple fried rice straight out the wok to go with that refreshing Monsoon Valley Colombard premium white wine. Really lovely, sort of sweet, salty, savoury flavour. Big thanks to Monsoon Valley Wines for sponsoring this video. The wine itself goes a treat. A little bit of chilli in there works really well with the refreshing white wine. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, ding, hit that notification bell, and for more dishes like this.